Alrighty then, here we are, game number 3, the home map of the Legends, of course the home map of the winner of game number 1. And this map, well, first guys, it seems like Land Nomad. It's okay, it's Land Nomad from the Tribal Wars. Of course, Tribal Wars was the massive Land Nomad tournament, I think it was last year, but yeah, definitely going to be an interesting game here. I'm sure of that, and it seems like we've got a Chinese here as well. Now, I can't remember, I think it's Hidden Civilizations, so I think the players did choose their own civs, in which case it would make perfect sense to see a couple of Chinese players here. And indeed, we have got Fire and Cab playing as the Chinese. But what I'll do is I'll wait for them to get their TCs up before I introduce the players. But we'll keep an eye out who is founding a new New Zealand, who gets the most sheep, and who has a lot of sheep and food under their control, because that's one of the most important things on a nomad start. Of course, finding that food when you don't have a scout is so important, and of course using those sheep to scout as well is also very, very crucial. Getting a good start on Nomad, Land Nomad, is always quite a challenge. I know I'm terrible at starting out on Nomad. It's just so difficult to do, so difficult to get everything in the right location. But look at this, Cab down here with a fantastic amount of boar and deer. Loads and loads of that as well for Baggio back here. Tons of the stuff, and basically on the Tribal Wars, I think it's done slightly differently. The map generation is slightly different. As far as I'm aware, the idea is that where your villagers start, you're supposed to converge them to the center of all of their starting locations, and then that is where you're supposed to put your TC. And of course that means that you will, of course, have those resources, the food, the deer, the boar that you need nearby. So it seems like all the players here should have no problem doing that, and you can tell as well just by looking at the map, most of the boar and deer are around the outside. They're kind of in a band around the outside, so as long as you kind of place your TC around the outside of the map somewhere, you're pretty much guaranteed to find yourself some boar at the very least. And of course, getting a good feudal time also very, very crucial when you're playing on Land Nomad. So then, looks like everyone's getting their town centres up, and we'll introduce the players. So that's the very south of the map. In the blue, we have got Cab playing as the Chinese. Definitely a good location for him here. He's got, of course, this good wood spot and all of this food. So many sheep as well back here, which is fantastic for him. He should be able to secure this gold quite nicely with a little wall off on the left. And I'd say that was a really fantastic TC for him. Definitely a good one. Over to his right, in the grey, we have got Jordan 23 playing as the Mongols. Great location for him then, right on top of 3 boar, which is exactly what you want when you're playing as the Mongols. Of course, taking full advantage of that hunt bonus and taking this boar in very quickly. Over to the far east of the map, in the green for the Legends, we have got Doubt playing as the Mayans. Got his TC up very quickly actually, which is always a good thing. Though he doesn't have food that close by. Now there is one deer back here which may be taken by fire if he's not quick enough. So I think Doubt going to be a little bit caught out, well, slightly caught out. He might decide to mill down here and take these deer perhaps, but he cannot, for sure he cannot just take these sheep alone and get up to the feudal age in a good time. So he is going to have to go and build a mill somewhere else to be able to secure himself some food in this game. Over to his left, in the sort of center of the map almost, we've got the Viper in yellow playing as the Persians. He's got his CC up as well, of course, and he's kind of in a weird position because just behind him we've got Fire, which is very odd. He has got 3 boar though, and in actual fact I didn't see those boar there. It could be the case that Doubt takes one of those, and he may build a mill down here as well. But, of course, Viper's going to want to take those boar as well, because he doesn't have a deer patch nearby, and he doesn't have a whole lot of sheep either. So, a little bit of a dicey start for the Viper and Doubt here. Now, for the other team, for the Warlords, up to the north of the map, just kind of between the Viper and Doubt, we've got Fire. And he's playing in red as the Chinese, so definitely off to a good start. And you can see he quickly got his TC up there. He's got himself a berry bush, which is always good if you need some, well, a little bit of extra food. He's got himself a boar, and he's got this deer patch back here, which he may take a little later on if he, of course, scouts it. Over to his left, at the very top of the map, we've got Riet in teal, playing as the Persians. Definitely off to a decent start, bringing in that boar very quickly as well. Over to the left of the map now, in the purple/pink, we've got Slam, playing as the Spanish. He's got a decent deer patch, he's scouted it, and he's got boar here as well, so looking decent for him. And down to the very south of the map, in the orange here, we've got Bagiofro playing as the Mayans with a ton of food. So he's going to have a great start, I feel. As well as him, of course, we've got Cab with a decent amount of food here also. These guys have an absolute whale of a time, having a feast every night of the week, because they've just got all the food in the world. But as I said before, at the start of this game, Cab probably going to wall this off, and it makes sense for him to do that. Oh man, looks like he's going to try and take one of these boar from Bagiofro here. Nice decision to do that. He should get that boar in quite comfortably. He's done a loom, and of course, if you can just take more boar, that's good. That is very good. So Bagiofro are going to try and close this gap now to prevent Cab from stealing any more boars. But that's 2 boar he's taken already. The 4th just coming in. There's another 2 down here, as well as all of these deer and the sheep. Man, Cab is going to have a good time. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a good fast castle from Cab here. It would be really cool for him to do that, just because of the sheer amount of food he's going to secure himself. I mean, what's that, 3, 4, 5 boar? That's just nuts. That is so much boar. Maybe even 6 actually if he takes this one as well, which he should do because it's actually in his area. So, fantastic start for Cab. And he has got the score lead already here as well. Fire though, up in the north, just noticed, being a little bit lame. Viper and Fire having a little bit of a villager fight. Seems like Viper wanted to mill this this deer patch, and if he's not careful, will lose a villager. Instead, though, he will lame the deer. He will kill them all to prevent Fire from having them. It's kind of like a very childish attitude. If you can't have them, nobody can. If I can't have them even, nobody can. Gonna kill them all up there, and make sure that, of course, Fire does not take those deer as best he can. Fire, though, could pick this villager off. She's fairly low on health, just 10 HP remaining. And if he does go for that, could get an early villager kill on the Viper there. At the same time, Fire's being a lame one, and walling up with this gold with houses. Now, Viper does have a big gold just in front of his TC, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem, but this is some quite early action going on here, and Viper, of course, will scout that as well with this villager. Fire probably going to want to palisade that up as well, but, you know, just a bit of a pain in the ass to have that walled, but, as I say, Viper has got a second gold here, should be absolutely fine taking it. Should have no problem at all. Now, obviously, Fire's location is not ideal. He's going to have to contend with Doubt and the Viper here, and of course Doubt playing as the Mayans, so we're going to have a decent economy as well, as, well, Fire's playing as the Chinese. Actually, saying that, Chinese Mayans, they're going to be fairly even actually. Obviously starting with the extra villagers is always a good start on Nomad. Elsewhere on the map, everyone's just building up, and, well, Cab is just, he's got so much food. It is ridiculous how much food Cab has. I kind of want to watch this. He's not going to have to build a farm for years. He's already up to the fuel age. Expected. He's picking up a barracks, actually. We may see some scouts, perhaps, coming out then from him. Actually, you know, if he did make some scouts, it wouldn't be a bad decision, because he could take some very quick map control. He could scout the map very quickly, even secure some more sheep for his teammates. And, of course, you could even get some villager kills very quickly here. But the most important thing, he'll be able to afford it. He can afford to pump out scouts here because he's just so much food. It's not even funny how much food he has. So stable going to go up. Scouts probably going to come out and probably going to head straight towards Bagiofro, maybe even towards Slam. It doesn't matter where he goes really, because he will get that map visibility. That is really important on Nomad, of course, being able to actually scout and see what is going on. So yeah, Cab's up to Feudal Age first. Everyone else is just clicking up now. Cab's just so fast in this position. Doubt going to be the next one up, I believe. And surprising, really, considering he didn't have the best amount of food to begin with. But making the most of finding those sheep, taking the boar and deer down here, like I said, and going to be a decent feudal time for him. Fire's going to have a good time, though, because Fire could get tower rushed. He could get rushed in the Feudal Age as well. And it's very tempting, I imagine, for the Viper and Doubt to rush Fire here, because they can 2v1 him if they so desire. Now, Viper not having a very good start here so far. He's still Dark Age, and he's having to seed a lot of farms. He's not had a lot of food at all. And I believe he took those boar. It could be that Doubt took them in the end. I wasn't watching it that closely. It could even be that Fire decided to steal one. But the fact remains, Viper's still Dark Age, and he's struggling to get the food in to go up to the feudal. 28 population nearly. It's not too bad. I mean, it's a little bit more than you would do for a fast castle, considering he doesn't have a scout. You know, that's kind of a fast castle build, if you ask me. And in fact, he's adding in a couple of villagers to gold here as well, so it's likely we'll see that from him. Fire as well here, adding in the blacksmith, so we may see a fast castle from him as well. Could be risky if Doubt decides to get a little bit aggressive here, but Doubt already on the way to the castle age. She's not messing around, and he's taking some stone here already. So we'll see a castle drop probably from Doubt once he reaches the castle age. He's of course going to need to take a little bit more stone either way if he wants to go for 2 TCs. So we'll keep a close eye on that. But you know, a lot of villagers here coming over to take the stone. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a castle drop from him very, very quickly here. And causes, well, that will cause a lot of problems for Fire to deal with. Riet's up to castle. Jordan 23 is up to castle. Cab is still feudal, but remember he has started to add some scouts, and he's, wow, in the eco of Bad Geoffro here. May pick off a villager or two, but at the very least, going to disrupt this eco here, and it's going to be a royal pain to deal with. That's denying Bad Geoffro quite a bit of food, which is always horrible. Bad Geoffro, I think, going for a fast castle by the looks of things, losing a villager there, and yeah, he's on the way up to the castle age as well, starting to take that stone to be able to get a castle drop done. But this is the problem now. He's losing a little bit of economy. He's not able to respond to this because he's got no feudal army, and he could end up losing a little bit more if he's not careful. If these scouts came down here and started hammering on this palisade, I don't know if Bad Geoffro will be able to repair it fast enough, and that's 3 villagers for Cab. But Cab's going to head to Slam in the pocket here, but Slam's walled up, so that's not a problem for Slam, and he's going to be comfortably able to fast castle. Cab, though, he's quite slow to castle, really, in comparison here. Doubt's already up, of course. Cab's only just clicked up, but I think he's going to be the last one to actually go to the castle age here. Now, he could have done a blindingly fast castle time, but of course, opting to go with those scouts did slow him down a little bit, and I don't know if he's made it worth it yet. He's scouted the map a little, which is great, but he's only managed to pick 1 villager from Bad Geoffro, and that could be not as good as he maybe intended. It could be pretty difficult for him to defend now if Bad Geoffro gets really aggressive onto him. So there's a castle from Doubt on the front. He's dropping that one right in front of his town centre there, with the Vipers walling up as well, which is really, really important for him, because he's kind of a little bit sandwiched as well himself, with obviously Fire to his right and Riet to his left. But that castle from Doubt's really important. It will protect his eco. It will, of course, secure this choke a little bit, and he's going to be able to start making some plumed archers and harassing Fire somewhat. Fire's villagers over here a little bit away from any safety. And of course, archers much better for harassing eco as well, due to their range, which is sort of just so much better. Obviously, being able to attack from a range even means that you can pick off those villagers without having to even come into TC fire if you micro them well, which is really, really crucial. Jordan 23 getting quite aggressive as well. Camels coming out from him, only 1 TC or 2 TCs even. His economy really not looking that strong, but adding in those camels really, really important. Left side though, Cab's making these scouts worthwhile after all. It's starting to, you know, pressure down on these villagers from Riet. Riet will get that TC up, but this village is going to die in time. And the TC will go up, and that'll be safety for Riot here. Cab, watch your scouts. Watch your scouts. Oh, he's going to murder the sheep. Well, I don't think murdering 2 sheep is that amazing. Of course, Riot could take this boar here for free if he wants to. In fact, why is he even seeding farms when he could take the boar? Who knows? But yeah, I mean, Cab's being a nuisance with these scouts, and that was the ultimate aim, I feel, of that. So really good stuff by him so far. But worth noting, Riot up to 3 TCs now. Slam up to 3 TCs as well, and he's got a castle up. So we're going to see quite a lot of castle units coming out very soon. Bad Jofro putting up his 3rd TC as well. If you compare that to the other team, compare that to the Legends, Jordan 23 a little bit slow to get that 3rd TC going. Doubt only just getting his 2nd TC up now, and the Viper, of course, only just as well. So I'd say the Warlords were definitely ahead in terms of getting those town centres up, but a little bit more aggression with military from the Legends here. A mix of camels and knights from Fire and Jordan 23, and of course those plumed archers from Doubt coming in, but unupgraded. Not able to do a huge amount of damage without those upgrades in there. Knights should be able to do a pretty good amount of damage to those plumed archers until they get Bodkin Arrow done. And it's quite costly to do that. So, Doubt's idea, I imagine here, to get really aggressive and really pressure Fire. So far, it seems to be going fairly well. They've taken a couple of villagers down. He's going to, of course, push him away from this woodpile, and Fire's forced to make military very quickly. He's denied that 2nd town centre entirely so far, and for Doubt, doing a really good job so far. And of course, Fire now making some monks as well to defend with, and that is very costly as again, you know, costing that gold, 100 gold each to defend with a couple of monks. Yeah, it's not cheap. It's not cheap. Doubt giving Fire the runaround as well by the looks of it, but finally getting picked away at. And this is really disrupting Fire's eco. It looks like Doubt may stay in for a little bit more. He could deny this TC if he comes in with the plumed archers there, but I guess he deems it not worthwhile to lose those plumed archers so easily, and he's going to run them away now. Left side looking fairly even at the moment. Bagiofro definitely behind in terms of score. He's only got that 3 TCs up compared to Cab's 4, but with this castle coming up now, could start to put on a lot of pressure. But I will say, Cab's had a great start with all those boar. I mean, it's no surprise really that his score is so high, as well as the fact, you know, he's been scouting for such a long while as well, which is really good. So yeah, Doubt managing to do a lot of eco damage to Fire so far. Fire's really been put down and out at the moment of this game. Even the Viper's managed to get ahead of him, considering he was Dark Age for so long, getting that 2nd TC up now. Not seeing any knights or military from Viper yet though. We usually see the Persians go into knights pretty quickly, but we are seeing some aggression from Slam now here with these conquistadors. Excellent raiding unit, as I say, able to take these villagers down very quickly. 2 villagers from Cab dying almost instantly. 3, and make that 4 in just a second, and we see Cab adding in some camels to deal with this, but 4 villagers down, and that TC denied on the front. As well as that, castle now up on the left as well, and Cab not in the best position, but there we go, he's in here, but Cab, man, he's not got these on aggressive. There we go, they're going to chase this down. I was saying that right at the start, you know, if he takes down this palisade, he can do a lot of damage. He did it. He finally did it. But Bad Jofro getting away because Cab had these on stand ground and he didn't react fast enough, which is rather sad. But he's in once again, and he will be looking to, you know, just harass Bad Jofro's eco some more and get ahead himself. Of course, the Chinese, so strong. Once they manage to get a really good boom and start massing those Chuko Nu and siege rams, it's a huge army to deal with. And the only real way you can fight that is with siege onagers, which, you know, Spanish, Persians, Chinese, yeah, gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. So Doubt here then, getting into the centre of the map now. Viper letting him in through the wall as he's coming in now with these plumed archers right into Riot's eco. This is nasty because Riot has nothing to defend. He's got up to 4 TCs. Of course, as the Persians going to want to get that big boom on to aim for those paladins, some of the strongest paladins in the game from the Persians. Of course, being able to upgrade fully and just get everything. Definitely stronger than a Kelp Paladin, that's for sure. And you need a big eco to support that. But at the moment, this could be a bit of a pain. Fire as well in here. Building this TC. If this gets denied, I feel sorry for the guy. Gonna lose a couple of villagers once again. And Doubt's having a free roam in here. Absolutely no military from Riot or Fire to defend this with. It is nasty. It's very, very nasty. Siege Workshop from Riot trying to go up. Getting denied though. And Riot's losing quite a few villagers in his eco here. Doubt not giving any plumed archers away. He just wants to do as much eco damage as he possibly can. Meanwhile though, we've got mangonels coming in from Fire here. Quite a few monks and knights as well. And well, of course the mangonel is going to be effective against the plumed archers. But if Viper adds a few knights in now, could really push that army back from Fire, because Fire is very much 2v1 in this situation if the Viper starts to add more military in. But at the moment, collecting in those relics, of course, and building a few monks to defend with, as Doubt does all of the dirty work, all of the hard work here of pressuring this economy as best he can, splitting his archers up really well, you know, denying huge areas of land. From Riot. Riot's forced to put up a castle in defense, and we saw what happened last time. We saw the warlords putting up castles in defense. It ended up very badly for them. So Legends looking very good at the moment, that is for sure. At the south of the map, let's have a little check-up on our friend Cat, putting up a castle of his own on the right side, and defending fairly well from the castle of Bagiofro for now. It seems to me like Bagiofro not had the best game so far, not been able to really get his economy rolling as much as he perhaps would like. And Jordan, we've seen quite a bit from him. Sorry, not that much from him in terms of military. He added in those camels very early on, but other than that, he's focused on that boom, and he's gone up to 4 TCs. He's going to be Imperial very soon, actually, I think. And, of course, he's going to be going for the Mangonai from the castles here at the front of his base. So we'll see Imperial from Jordan very soon. Cab's up to the Imperial Age already. Viper's up to the Imperial Age. And Riot is up to the Imperial Age. Which, once again, means that the Legends, the guys on the right, going to have more players in the Imperial Age quicker than the team on the left. Like we saw in the last game with Viper and Jordan getting Imperial very quickly. We're going to see the same here again. But Bagiofro now coming in with these plumed archers. Good stuff from him. Avoiding a lot of this mangonel fire as well. And picking off quite a lot of eco from Cab. But Cab, of course, with that fast Imperial time, gonna of course struggle to make a lot of military to defend with. You kind of have to either make military to defend or not do your fast Imperial. So of course Cab opting for the fast Imperial here, trying to get that second castle up, and he's starting to switch to Chuko Nu. Of course, once he gets enough Chuko Nu, it's going to be easy for him to make short work of these plumed archers. And of course, if they sit under this castle as well, it's not the best. Oh! Big shot down here as well that we missed. Bagiofro losing a lot of plumes here. And Cab retaking the score lead of the game with that, as he's about to hit Imperial, I think, first, before anybody else. Cab's going to be up. No, actually, I think Viper's going to make it up first. But even so, not bad at all. The Legends here all going to be up to Imperial in a really good time. And they're all going to be starting to pump out those units very quickly. Viper's now Imperial, Riot just behind him. And both of those guys playing as the Persians, of course. So both of them pretty big boom, pretty big economies. And we'll see from the Viper, I'm sure we'll see Paladins. He's doing Husbandry and Cavalier straight away. Expected stuff. And from Riot, well, we'll see Paladins as well. Cavalier on the way. And all of that good stuff. So expected play from the Persian players, but the Mongol player here, Jordan 23, going to be really pumping out this Mangonais very soon, and it's going to be very difficult to push into that. I mean, Mangonais is just so strong, and it's going to be difficult. Of course, the warlords here opting for the Spanish rather than the Mongols, so aiming to go for Paladins from 2 civs. Interesting choice, but I don't know if it's going to pay off. Slam here doesn't seem like he's, I don't know actually. He's not really been touched all that much, but doesn't seem like he's got that aggressive so far. But look at all these stables. so many stables coming out, and of course that's going to be really nasty from Cab. There's the aggression from Slam, expecting that anytime now. And there it is. Knights coming in from Slam then. Cavalier going to be done in just a moment. And it's going to be Cab versus Slam and Bad Jofro, it seems. But I think Cab playing this one nicely. Getting those trebs out very quickly. Looking to take those castles down extremely quickly as well. But with the knights coming into his eco, could be pretty difficult to deal with. Of course, if those knights sit under the TCs and castles for too long, it could be very difficult to keep them alive. But for now, just aiming to go straight for the trebuchets as quickly as they can. That castle will fall, I think, for Bad Jofro there. It's going to go down. Is it? Is it? Yeah, it's down. It's so close, but it was down. And Cab losing so many resources here. All of these trebuchets getting picked off. And that is huge because the trebuchets are just so expensive. And Slam now in there with those Cavalier. Cab switching into Haubs very quickly, it seems. Looking to push them back with those pikemen for now. But if he loses these castles, that means he's going to lose the ability to make the Chuko Nu, and we know how powerful the Chuko Nu are once they're massed up in a big bunch. Very, very difficult to push into that, but you've got to stop them quickly, and that is exactly what the Bad Jofro and Slam seem to be doing for now. Meanwhile, on the right side of the map, it seems like we've got Riot getting very aggressive, and you know, the Viper didn't have the best start to this game. He's kind of making up for it over time by building his eco as big as he can, but looks like Riot gonna have a little bit more military on the map for now. He's definitely got a much larger economy, just looking at the mini-map, that is. So we'll see how it goes, but of course, it's the Viper and Doubt pretty much versus Riot alone. Fire's not had the best game, let's be honest. He got shut down pretty quickly, and for Fire, he's struggling at the moment, I feel. I feel like he really is struggling. I think he may even be the last to go up to the Imperial Age here, as he's just hitting Imperial now, as everyone else been up for a little while. This is horrible though. Riot coming into the center of the map now with a ton of paladins. Doesn't look like Jordan's been able to mass up a huge amount of Mangadai actually, and everything's getting cut down. Riot's doing a fantastic job at the moment. Got a lot of paladins out here. Viper as well with the paladins, but Riot already fully upgraded, and he's got the mass he needs. I think he's got more in terms of numbers. It will still be difficult for him to push into this in a 2v1, but he's making full use of this center now. Maybe going to be raiding a little bit into the economy of Jordan 23. Left side though, looking pretty bad for Cab at the very least. Jordan's had to send over a ton of Mangadai, but Cab's lost all 3 castles here, and now it's just a matter of time before they can push in comfortably. Of course, these plumed archers are going to have no problem taking down the halberdier, and these paladins from Slam will be able to get in there, do quite a bit of damage to the Mangadai as well. So this is definitely not looking good for Cab. Cab's not having a good time. Riot then into the eco of Jordan 23, as I said before, just gonna go straight beeline for that, and gonna try and take out some villages, check out what's going on with the trade, and I've got to say, the trade line for the Legends team should be pretty nice actually. It's very easily secured back here, that is for sure. Wow, in the north though, look at this. Riot looking so strong at this game. He is looking fantastic. Able to keep those paladins alive for now. Still got the upgrade advantage over the Viper, and if he can keep the units coming out, maybe able to push into Doubt here as well. Doubt, of course, though, starting to get up to that critical mass of plumed archers, and we need some siege in here to take those plumed archers down. If Fire can get some shots off with this Mangonel, that'd be fantastic. So far, yeah, there's one, but it's not enough damage. If we can get another though, that would be huge. There we go. Starting to really do a lot of damage onto Doubt there. Riot for sure. Definitely MVPing for his team at the moment. This raiding from Riot back here is really nice. Able to just distract Jordan a little bit. Keep these guys on their toes. Whilst Riot continues to push in here on the front. And the Viper, he's pretty much got nothing left. He's got no paladins out at all. He's trying to remake them now, but he's struggling. And Riot is just an absolute powerhouse at the moment. Looking fantastic on his resource count, it seems. May even deny this castle from Doubt on the front, which would be huge. There we go, it's denied. And these guys perhaps biting off a little bit more than they can chew. Fire sticking in there as well, starting to add in those Chuko Nu now. The elite upgrade probably not too far away. I imagine they slung him a little bit of resource in this game to help out. Left side looking very good for Slam and Bad Jofro still. As they continue to push in with more and more plumed archers, more and more paladins as well. And just generally speaking now, it's not looking good at all for the Legends, as I've got to say, I'm surprised. I thought the Legends would have a really nice game once they did so much damage to Fire this early on. But it just seems to be crumbling away. Cab definitely losing a hell of a lot on this side. Jordan, though, going for onagers now. Could be a great choice if he can defend from the Paladins. Of course, against the plumed archers, onagers are a fantastic decision to make. But, wow, the siege onager now. Jeez, gone for that pretty quick. Jordan's eco looking pretty fantastic then. But siege onagers only going to be that useful against the plumed archers here. The paladins will take them down very quickly, and you can see them focusing down on the onagers there. Such an expensive unit to go for, but whoa, worth it. Getting a ton of kills on the plumed archers. You gotta love that. You gotta love that. And Jordan 23 sandwiching those Mangadai between the buildings here, allowing him to make really good use of them. Making really good use of them so far. Cap getting his villagers involved, bringing them in there, trying to take down those trebuchets. It's going to take a little while. Castle going up from Bad Jofro right into Cab's economy, and Cab's just unable to really contribute a whole lot here on this south side. Just really unable to get the units out, and this is really worrying because it's very close to the trade line back here. And if they can stop the Legends getting the trade line up, then they can do a huge amount of damage to their economies from there. Up in the north then, Fire's got the Chuko Nus out. He's fully upgraded aside from the elite, I think. He's probably missing his unique tech as well, but other than that, looking pretty good for these guys. And if Fire can get up to that good mass of Chuko Nu, you know, Viper's not even going to be able to push into that with those paladins, because they just, everything dies to a massive Chuko Nu, aside from an onager, and they're not going to have that up there. Jordan would have to send the onagers over that way, and it's a little bit difficult to do that when Jordan's really trying to defend this left side. So Cab tried to wall this off, he didn't manage to do it, and now we've got plumed archers in the trade line back here. That is bad. That is bad news. Yeah, they're going to try and defend it as best they can, but this is a real problem now, because these trade carts, they may not have even paid for themselves if they're just being created and they're already being killed off. That's pretty nasty. So, Bad Jofro, great positioning from him. He'll take out a lot of carts back here, and although the trade, you know, it's not fully up to speed yet, it's denying it quite early on, while the other team, they can just get that trade going in peace. They don't really have to worry too much about anything else. And wow, Fire's up in the north as well. Oh man, these trade cards just going to get cut down so quickly. Doubt's going to try and wall this off to stop any more coming in. But when you've got Chuko Nu up in the north and Elite Plumes in the south, it's really nasty. Jordan 23 as well, fighting uphill there. Definitely not recommended to do. Paladins coming in from Slam, and this is really looking bad for the Legends. Warlords in the north though, pushed back a little bit. Viper and Doubt, of course, being able to group up there and really push into this. And Fire doesn't have the best economy to sustain Chuko Nu production. We can see he's not had the elite upgrade for some time. So, you know, they're kind of gaining a little bit of ground here. They're kind of pushing Riot back a little bit. But losing the trade like this is definitely not a good thing. They've made quite a few trade carts already, and they are losing them very quickly, which is not good. Slam raiding Cab's economy. Cab's just not going to have anything left very soon, with more plumed archers just piling in, more paladins piling in as well. It's going to be very difficult for Cab to pull back into this game now. And, you know, speaking from that, if Cab has no economy and is unable to really contribute, it turns into almost a 4v3. Because although Fire was down and pretty much out at the start, he's still able to keep those Chuko Nus coming out just about. He's still rebuilding and keeping that those villagers coming out as best he can. So he's in a better place than Cab at the moment. And that is really, really important. And he needs to help out as much as he can here, because Riot cannot fight 2v1. Really. He really cannot. He has to have some backup from Fire. And Fire's going to add some siege rams in, which is really good. Of course, able to soak up that elite plumed archer Fire. But Doubt's just got so many plumes. These paladins here going to die very quickly, even still. Because there's just so many plumes here. You know, he's going to be able to do a little bit of damage, but ultimately you probably get pushed back, and that is nasty. But with the siege rams coming in, might help out a little bit. But again, I don't think Riot's going to be able to push in here and really do that much damage. Doubt's continuing to add in castles as well, so you know the replenishment rate of his army is going to be really, really fast. He's going to be able to replenish them very, very quickly. Cab's trying to rebuild over here. Slam sending in more cavalry units. King of the cavalry is Slam, and now we've even got Viper defending on this bottom side now as well. Of course, though, Jordan 23 with that siege onager there, that's going to be a huge amount of plumed archers, and that's just on the hill. Damn, look at that. Bad Jofro losing so many plumes, and that is the power of the siege onager. We've seen it many times before. It's really a game changer, and Jordan 23 can hold on quite a while. As the Mongols, they are such a strong late Imperial civilization. They're really strong in the late Imperial Age. Of course, the Mangudai just a fantastic unit. The siege onagers able to cut down so much, but I don't know if he can do it on his own. It looks like he's having a pretty good crack at it so far, though. Once again, though, Riot into the trade line, taking out a few villagers back here from Doubt. Definitely not looking so good. And up in the north, Doubt seems like he's being pushed back a little bit as Viper responds down here. Viper's not got the most amount of paladins, to be honest. He's kind of reacting back here. And, oh, I didn't realize these were fire siege rams taking down the markets. That's nasty indeed. Maybe gonna lose another one. Of course, when you lose the markets, your trade carts lose their destination target, and you can't keep making carts from them. So if you can take the markets down, that's huge. And they're going to try and do that as best they can. But definitely not looking so good in the trade there for the Warlords. Sorry, for the Legends. Warlords looking very, very strong indeed. But seems like Doubt's being able to push back slightly on back here. Not seeing a huge amount of siege though from Doubt. A couple of trebuchets, not a whole lot. And no siege at all from the Viper here. He's purely going into Paladins alone. Which is, yeah, that's decent. But he's going to need a little bit more than just Paladins to take down all these castles. It's going to be very challenging for him to do that. But they're really starting to push back now. Fire losing another area of his economy. Viper here taking down these buildings on the right side. And Fire's pushed right back into Riot's base, where he really doesn't seem to have a whole lot, to be honest with you. These three castles, that's about all he's got at the moment. And they're being whittled away now by Doubt's trebuchets, so this is going to be really difficult, I think, for Riot and Fire to hold. But you've got to say, this area hasn't really changed hands that much. You know, Viper and Doubt, they've been holding the same position for a long while, whilst at the same time, Cab's lost a lot of ground. He's lost a lot of ground. They're saying that they're starting to push back a little bit. Jordan and Cab working together here to do as much damage as they can. With those siege onagers in there, you can expect they'll get a lot of damage done. Of course, with the Halberdier in there as well, trying to take down the cavalry of Slam. And the siege onagers absolutely wrecking Bad Jofro at the moment. Bad Jofro really doesn't have that many plumed archers out. If we compare that to the mass that Doubt has, we're not seeing that many from Bad Jofro, and it's understandable when they're getting taken down by the siege onagers so quickly. What else would you expect? And it looks like this might even be pushed back by Jordan here, and Cab. Jordan having a fantastic shot at this. Definitely having a good shot at it. Bad Jofro's reinforcements very slow to arrive, and this castle now could end up going down. Jordan 23, more siege workshops. Perhaps we'll see some siege rams coming out from him as well to pressure this. But it's so important that they hold this area because we've seen already how easy it is for them to get into the trade line if they don't defend this area well. So there we have it. Bad Joker pushed right back. Nasty, nasty stuff. Nasty stuff indeed. Pardon me. Doubt and Viper though looking really good up here. I'm seeing a lot of massed skirms from Fire and a few Chuko news as well. Not a huge amount though. And so many more trebs being added by Doubt. Now they know that it's safe to do so. And once this third castle goes down, that's it. That's really it. I mean, it's not going to be difficult for them to keep pushing in here. Once these stables go down, where's Riot going to rebuild them? He has to rebuild them all the way back here, and then reinforcement time takes so much longer. It's going to be very difficult for them to hold. And you know, I really honestly thought that the Warlords would have taken it once they really started to push in the early Imperial Age. But it seems like the Legends here able to hold on and able to bring it back. Viper starting to mass up those Paladins really well. Doubt, of course, just elite plumed archers all day long, and they've got so many of them. The castle is down for Fire, and these trebs are going to move up. It is literally only a matter of time now until these stables get taken down as well. Viper needs to reinforce a little bit faster, I feel. But perhaps lacking a little bit of gold. Again, another fight going on in the south, and we've got the siege rams now in here from Jordan 23. Of course, expected that he would add them eventually. Cab just spamming the trash, but it's absolutely better than nothing. And, you know, he's actually rebuilt his economy back here in the centre of the map, which is actually really well done by him. Keeping that economy rebuilding is so important. But these siege onagers, absolute game changers for Team Legends. Just absolutely flattening so many units back here. They're so worth their weight in gold. They really are. Just really doing so much damage. We notice as well, Bad Jofro is switching into max Halbs now, which is not a good decision against the Mangadai. I don't know why he's going for Halbs. It seems to me like going for skirmishes would be a better choice in this game. I think if Bad Jofro went for skirms instead of Halbs, he'd make a lot more use of it. Of course, he'd be able to deal with the Mangadai and the Halbs from Cab as well. So doing that is definitely more worthwhile, I feel. Up in the north, still pushing forwards. These stables, as I say, being taken down. This castle from Riot being taken down. If that castle goes down as well, it's just a free road in for the Viper and his Paladins. And it looks to me like Legends might end up just taking this. I really thought that the Warlords would have had it. But looking fantastic for the Legends at the moment. As long as they hold this area in the south and keep pushing in the north, they may just have it. So many trebs out for Doubt here, and I've got to say, this mass of plumed archers, there's nothing to really stop it. It's not like in the south where you've got siege onagers from Jordan 23. You can see the difference that those siege onagers are making to this game. They're just getting so many kills. They're just absolutely raining hell down on these plumed archers. Whereas Doubt, he's pretty much untouched. He's pretty much untouched. We've got some siege onagers from Jordan 23 coming up to the north now as well. As I said earlier in this game, that would be huge because they will deal with the Chuko Nu from Fire very easily, even the skirmishes. But that's it. They've pushed right back. They are inches from the trade line, and that is really, really nasty for them. Jordan and Cab pushing back as well, and Jordan 23 definitely the MVP of this game so far. There's no question about it. Fantastic play by him, able to get those siege onagers out and really make the difference. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but Fire killed his own ram trying to take down this gate. And Viper just responds with these paladins and takes it down. Fire's not able to produce a whole lot at the moment. This is the difference now again. Fire, whoa, this trade, look at that. Imagine a siege onager shot in there, that'd be fantastic. But guys, trade routes, this is horrible. Too much blockage. That's really, really inefficient. We look at the other guy's trade route. They've cut away at the trees, they've deleted the houses, they've deleted the building, they've even deleted a TC. So that this trade route can be as efficient as possible. And so far, look at the difference that it's making. That is huge. So that's one thing. It's something. And these guys in the north just continuing to push, and it's looking really good at the moment. In the south, again, continuing to push it right back. And remember, this used to be Cab's TC at one point. This was like his old base, and they're reclaiming it. And I really don't agree with this decision from Bad Jofro to spam the Halbs. Surely skirmishes makes more sense. I mean, he's already upgraded everything he needs for the skirmishes with the plumed archers, but upgrading to halberdier against this, so why halberdier? You're gonna die so quickly to the Chuko Nu, and Cab now, even Cab has got the Chuko Nus out as well. I mean the Mangadai before, but he's even got the Chuko Nus. I suppose the skirmishes would die against the siege onagers as well. It seems to me like there's nothing that they could really make in terms of trash that would be able to stop this push. It just doesn't seem likely, to be honest with you. We've got Riet pushing back though with the north. Doubt actually using a few plumed archers for a change, but his castle will still stand, and Riet's going to fight underneath the castle. It's never a good idea to fight under the castle. They're going to try and take it down as best they can. It's looking pretty stalemate, but, well, it was stalemate for a while until Doubt and Viper managed to push this back a little bit. That castle may go down, actually. Treb's firing upon it. Rams coming in from fire as well. And the castle, if it falls, it's not the end of the world. Obviously, it's never ideal, but it's not the end of the world if it does fall. Dead. There we go. Castle going to go down. Once the castle falls, they're going to be able to, of course, focus their attention on the army here. Problem is, not a whole lot of paladins from Viper here. He needs to add some more paladins in, I feel, at this area to push these rams back. Because obviously the rams themselves able to do a huge amount of damage. Thankfully, though, we've still got onagers coming in from Jordan 23. That's huge. That is huge. Center of the map. Jordan 23 making some raiding attempts. We've got, wow, siege rams coming in from him. And I think they're in, you know. If he runs his Mangadai in now, I think he can get in, which would be amazing. If he could bring those Mangadai to here, that's your trade dead. And they're going to have to react to that. And Jordan 23 needs to go, go, go. Oh, okay, never mind. Bad Jofro re-walled it up. I apologize. I thought he was in here. For some reason, Jordan's going for this wall instead of this wall. But if he does get through there, he's still got a ram here. If he gets through this wall and they can get into that trade route, it'll be amazing for them. In the south, we've got even eagles coming out from Bad Jofro now. Interesting choice indeed. Cab moving the siege back because they don't want to lose it, of course. Jordan 23 holding on for now, looking pretty good with those Mangadai. Of course, holding the paladins off for now. Plumed archers could be a real pain though, but of course, the more siege onagers would take very short work of that. And Fire here desperately trying to put these castles up. Just look how close they are to the trade carts. Viper and Doubt seem relentless in this push. It just doesn't seem like Fire and Riot have the army here to stop it from coming in. Meanwhile, this is amazing. Jordan 23 here with these Mangadai supporting these rams. They will get through this wall. I don't see how they cannot get through this wall. The Mangadai are just going to kill any villager that comes in range. Of course, the ram's just going to keep pushing this back, and Slam's got a siege workshop here to try. Just to try and do something here to stop this. Maybe an onager. There we go, onager coming out to deal with that. But the Mangadai straight on it, and they're in. They're gonna get in. If they're in here, that's it. Jordan just needs to run in now, and that's the trade. Go, 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 go. A little bit slow to react. I guess they're, you know, focusing on other things as well, kind of like this and this. But the legends, definitely, in my opinion, have this game in the bag now. Jordan is in, and that is huge because he's just going to park these units here, and how are they going to react? You know, we've got Slam sending some paladins over, but they can just stream units in here now. And Jordan's just going to be able to keep hitting that and hitting and running it. Meanwhile, of course, while Slam's reacting to that in the trade line, you know, just a few Mangadai, he's sending all of his paladins to deal with it. Meanwhile, we've got Viper, Cab, and Jordan 23 pushing this right back on the south of the map. Bad Jofro is about to lose a lot of ground, and that is just nasty, nasty stuff. So where are those Mangadais gone? They're in here. Oh, they're in here. They're going right to the markets, and they're going to probably corner themselves and try and just take out as many trade carts as they can. At the top of the map, they're holding out for now. Fire's got enough Chukonu to hold out against Rams, at least, and other such things. What is Doubt doing? Dude, Doubt's sending those trebuchets to their deaths. But still, so many plumed archers. He's just sitting them there, getting so many kills. It's fantastic. And where are those Mangudai? There they are. Right in the corner there. Getting taken down by the Paladins, rather unfortunately for Jordan. But getting a few trade carts. And causing a little bit of a stir back here. It's like random university just going up. Why not? This is horrible now. This is really bad. Look how many siegeologists they have. Oh, Jordan, you're killing your own units, man. But man, even those Paladins getting taken down in a matter of seconds from Slam there. And just so many siege onagers. I absolutely love it. Get on the siege onager hype. Here's one. That could do a lot of damage to the Chukonu. And as I said, almost at the start of this game, siege onagers are what is going to turn this around. And you can just see that in action here. You can completely see that in action. Bagiofro 1v3 down here now. And up at the top, Doubt just so many plumed archers, and they've got no real way to stop him. Riet's got a mangonel that pales in comparison to this army. He doesn't even have chemistry done, so yeah. Pretty bad stuff, and I think Legend's probably going to take this game very, very shortly now. Let me just shift this back a little bit here. Yeah, I think Legend's probably going to take this game very shortly, as they have it. They've got every advantage. Their trade is so protected. It's so far back in their base, and Bagiofro losing ground incredibly quickly. Jordan 23, he's in again with some more Mangudai, just to be a nuisance. Got to continue to stream them in here, and there's absolutely nothing to stop him from streaming them in. There's no reason for him to stop, because it's causing a massive distraction. And Slam's got to react to that, Riet's reacting to that, whilst this is going on at the south. But, oh! Whoa! What happened there? Slam's just out of nowhere, pushing Doubt back. Wow, Doubt has been holding on to this for so long, and suddenly out of nowhere, Slam, Riet, and Fire all pushing in together. And Doubt's been pushed right back. Of course, he's put his plumed archers right into the corner there, but that castle fell pretty quickly. And he's got a lot of castles for backup, so don't think for a second that Doubt won't be able to replenish this army. But that is really not so good for these guys in the north. But I don't know, that seems like a little bit too little, a little bit too late, as you've got this going on in Bagiofro's base. And look how much closer that is to the trade than this, which is, you know, a long way away. So we'll see how this goes, I guess. There's a lot of castles here from Doubt, so that's a huge amount of damage onto the Paladins of Slam and Riet. And Doubt, of course, going to replenish these plumed archers extremely quickly. You know, this could be pretty dangerous, though. This is a really well-executed and well-timed attack from these guys. Slam bringing in all of those Paladins as the siege from Riet, the trebuchets here, and the siege rams from Fire coming in. So Doubt losing a few castles for sure. He may lose even more than just 2 or 3. With the rams coming in now as well. Doubt, wow. Doubt just suddenly pushed back so quickly. But this is a bit of a problem. This is a huge problem. Siege rams getting in here, taking down every little thing. And this amount of Mangudai from Jordan 23 is going to put an end to this game, I feel. They're making good progress in the north, though, and I feel like it's almost like a last-minute YOLO push. It's like, guys, we need to just focus on this, we need to go. And they're doing it. They're taking down Doubt's castles very quickly, very effectively. Doubt now needs to wall up this this area, because we've got some bombard cannons in from Fire, but on the left side, Jordan 23's Mangudai's having a field day, and Cap coming in, backing this up with some bombard towers as well. Man, this is a pretty intense game, actually. Jordan's going for another push in the center with a few more Mangudai. Could park them in here. Could be huge if he does that. And these guys, again, as I say, got to be careful because this could get taken down very quickly. This one gate, this lonesome gate. Man, if Warlords take this, I would be so impressed. Viper's sending a horde of Paladins over there. Slam's Paladins coming in at the south now. Elite Eagles from Bad Geofro, as I said earlier on. Doesn't have El Dorado though. So missing the 100 health that he could have. They're getting flattened. Absolutely flattened. Siege Onagers, just never underestimate them. They're insane. And up in the north, Doubt losing castle after castle after castle. But it is definitely causing a delay. Viper here, trying to take down these bombard towers. Should just about manage it with his paladins, I think. I don't know, actually. Could be pretty difficult. Bombard towers pack a punch, 120 plus 1. Plus 4 even. Huge amount of damage there. Wow, look at this. They've held it. They've held it. Doubt holding on with those plumed archers there. Fire, not a whole lot left. No paladins from Slam in sight. Riot with a bunch of paladins there. But look at this from Jordan in the middle. The Mangudai got in. They're having a field day cutting down these trade carts and taking down these buildings as well. Absolutely fantastic stuff for them. They're trying to protect their trade at all costs, and wow, that's devastating stuff. Bombard towers going up in the trade line from Fire there, but Jordan 23, they're not responding to this. This is horrible stuff. So many trade carts getting down. But Jordan 23 could move these guys back here. Would do a little bit more damage that way. There is more trade back here to be had. And I don't want to call it. I don't want to say it's over. But I'm feeling like Warlords are pretty much down and out at this stage. Doubt's managed to replenish this plumed archer army. And we saw how much it took to take them down. Slam collecting around this market now, and gold is just so crucial. I mean, we know how important gold is to winning the game. It allows them to keep making these paladins and keep making these siege onagers. You know, Jordan 23 managing to keep making these Mangudai and the siege onagers. How is he doing that? Well, it's with the trade. So for them to lose that now at this stage, it's too much, I feel, for them to be able to cope with. They're holding off in the north just fine for now. And I think incoming GG very shortly. Huge amount of Chuko Nu from Cab here. Slam's trying to react with the Paladins as well. But Chuko Nu, you know, they will be able to take the Paladins down pretty quickly if they're backed into a corner. And Jordan is still here in the middle. I think that's the GG. There we have it. Slam, Riot, Bad Geofro, and Fire giving it up. And the Legend's going to take this one. 3-0 then in total for them. Fantastic game for them. I was very surprised in the north that Fire and Riot and that managed to push this one back. Viper definitely had a slow start that game. But once he got rolling, he was definitely able to contribute a whole lot. And I think Doubt and Jordan 23 both played fantastically. Doubt, with his plumed archers here, able to hold that area down for such a long while. He did really well with that. But Jordan 23 has to be the MVP of the game. Not only was he consistently raiding the trade here, trying to break down the walls in the center, not only was he doing that, he got that siege onager tech really early on, and that allowed him to assist against Bad Geofro with Cab, and he must have got so many thousands of kills with his siege onagers. We'll have a look at the